You have one responsibility coming to this show. One
Right,
singular
and it's like
responsibility.
and
it's come
and
with a pick.
once again, you're the producer, so like a reminder at some point during the week would be helpful.
Okay. Let me do what you do. We're all adults. We all keep a calendar. If you need to be reminded to do something, put it in your calendar.
That's
like
different.
Boss Man does. Like Boss
this
Man
is
does.
no. This
You
is
could just
you.
put
I
it
asked
in.
you. I asked you how Chop would work, and we said it's going to be on you. And so
Yes, I produce it. I do literally everything. Tim has to come with an intro and a pick, and you have to come with a pick. That's all I ask of you guys, and a good attitude.
would it kill you to just shoot it? If you have it in the reminder, just shoot me a message like, "Hey, bro." I mean, you never really tell me. You don't communicate with me outside of work. So, but this is work. So I figured.
Correct. This is work. You are not usually
That's
one
all. I'm just
needs
saying.
reminder. So, but I will go forward and give reminder.
Yeah, but in the
Thank
spirit
you.
of it being like a show and you being the producer, like it'd be kind of dope if you could just like, hook us up with those like reminders and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we got to come in just like be talent,
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, you.
I have
welcome
my pick.
everyone
I have
in?
my pick. I have my pick. It's 7. I have the line 7 points different.
Okay. Can we not start with this, please?
Why? It's a great teaser. Wait till the end of the show. You'll hear my betting pick for the week.
And hit the subscribe
7
button
points.
again. Shout out all you loyal Chopmen. We don't
Ooh,
have 56
I like
subscribers, yet we have 56 viewers on this channel on our last episode. What?
No, you were all over the place there, right?
No, I wasn't.
We're up to 90 subscribers.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, 56
dale.
views on the last visit.
Yes, 56 views. I want all 56 of you to subscribe, so please hit that subscribe button. If you're watching, we're already on episode 7 of the Chop Podcast.
Is this episode 6 or 7?
I think it's 7.
Yeah, last was 6, 7.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'll reiterate here. This podcast is fantastic, man. It's just the inner workings of Snapback Sports. You get great banter from the boys. You get to learn about growing a media company while just chopping it up with the boys. And I like Chopman as a nickname. And this show is obviously going to be fucking massive, like no doubt in the world. So you might as well be one of the first 100 subs. So sub on up and become a Chopman today. How was my pitch? Good?
That's great.
Good. Cool. Tim, you have an intro for us?
I mean, you calling people Chopman was like a good enough one, but I do want to. I do.
You
just
can
save
if you want.
No. Because it's pertinent to this week or this past week. Jack, you missed it in Tempe, but we're not the OG choppers. Actually, the OG choppers is the original chop house in Tempe.
Chop shop.
The original chop shop. Just feel good food.
So,
no,
did you eat there or just took a picture?
We just took a picture because when we know we'll have made it when we have our first live recording at the Chop Shop live from Tempe.
Yeah. So
is
welcome
that where
into
we're going first. Where our first ep live is going to be at the Chop Shop.
We had a pretty good fam meetup. Fam was dialed there. People driving from Grand Canyon, from all over the place, with no boss man in attendance. It's always good to get the lads out. But we have
all ages,
exciting...
all sexes.
Yeah. Shout out sex. Shout out actually sex, which is coming up in the show today. We have a packed show. We're recapping Arizona State and Ryder Cup, and also looking forward to another double/1.5 experience of most of the lads going to Nebraska and Jack going to Texas, Florida, which at the beginning of the season looked like a great matchup and is one of the worst games on the slate. So
I don't think you have one quarterback combined in that game.
Yeah. So let's start at Arizona State. Tim,
I need to jump in. I need to know something about Arizona State because it is so pertinent to the show and to where we've become as a company. Tell me what the fuck happened with a Bible thumping snapback experience. Give the viewers a rundown of what happened, and then what I saw the clip and I was like, what is going on right now?
So I'll set the stage, and then Tim can go in with the details and the minutia. But we got an email from a fan who used to be a cop. He found that he could not help. He became a cop because he wanted to help people. He found that he could not help people as much as he would have liked by being a cop. So he pivoted to being a pastor. He felt like he could help people more with that. He also loves sports. So he combined his love for sports and pastorism, and is now doing a YouTube channel about essentially who's the winner of being God. I actually don't know what it is on his YouTube channel between Arizona State and Arizona. And he goes each week and there's a winner between the two schools. And they made a special, essentially wild card, because they're big fans of us. That was, if we ever meet the Snapback boys and they're in our video, that team automatically gets the win for that week. Nonetheless, so we were texting, trying to meet up with him. And then obviously the monsoon came. So it made pregame and everything very difficult, because we lost 2 hours essentially of pregame, and like meeting pastor or doing all our man on the street stuff at the tailgates. The priorities got a little mush. We didn't have time for everything. But luckily, as we were walking to the tailgates, I mean, you can't miss him. He carries a 15-foot cross across campus. We ran into him, which was just perfect.
It's God's plan, right?
Cole is his name. It was quite biblical. The rains dissipated, the sun is shining, and there is a man carrying a cross in a Arizona State jersey across campus. I think his name's Cole, and it's funny, they have replicated, been inspired by, like, he's basically doing Snapback experiences with, and then he has his own scores aside from, we do the uniqueness, food, atmosphere, fans, gameplay, all that. His is like your spirit.
Bible study.
Yeah. Who's got that spirit? And so he's like, hey,
not school spirit, like
that
literal
spirit, the Holy Spirit in you. And we are it is identical to what we do. And no one, it's what is it? The best form of flattery?
Imitation.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, yeah.
And I mean, look, we are not competing with them. We are not, we are going to BYU this year. So,
True.
Hey, look, who's really looking for the spirit here? Pastor Cole. So yeah, it was great to meet him, and we ripped a 30-second prayer with him, and he was so nice. Is anyone you want to pray for? And
he knows Bible, but don't get it twisted. He also knows ball.
Yeah.
Like, after Bible study, we did Dillingham Orr, and he was breaking down his coach preference pretty well.
Was Casey behind the camera intentional, just given his Jewish faith, or
I stepped out because he was like, "Let's have a prayer," and then I was like, "You know what? I'll just film you guys going for prayer because, I'm all." No, if I was put into that position,
whoa, you can't say I'm all and then literally get so stuck in your words that you can't get it out.
Just like, I don't know if I would have been able to hold it together as he's like blessing me, and I'm like, I don't know,
because he's dead ass, right? Like this is
for sure. But he mixes in a joke. He blessed Dawson's hands, which he made with Vert, made a great clip of him blessing his hands because of. So he's locked into the content. Of the past that went straight into his eye.
Yeah, he's like, Vert's hands, your Tigers. Like he knew, like, and it's great. I mean, it can be uncomfortable, right? When like any religion, politics, it's one of those like original don't bring ups. But if you, at the end of the day, if you have a fan for whatever reason, Casey, were you guys bar mitzvahed?
Yes.
Okay. So you've prayed in some capacity. You've read scripture in some capacity.
Yeah. Thanks for doxing us.
Breaking, settlements are Jewish. And so it's you've done it before too. So, it's
No, I'm not judging. No. And it's not that big of a deal. If he had blessed me and he's Jesus and, I'm Adonai, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'll hold camera. It's not weird for me to hold camera,
Right.
We're stacking though. We prayed with Tim at Notre Dame for the college football playoff. We've got this. We got BYU coming up. The the tricky thing with religion is it can be divisive and it can be, it can be a lot of things, but at its core, like what the purpose is sports. That's why people literally say like sports are religion, because at its core, it's a community, it's supportive. At the end of the day, it's really like faith in something that you have no control over realistically. And we all pray for good health and for good wins. So I like religion at its core. It's why I've kind of pushed away from Judaism and just religion in general and found myself to be more spiritual at this phase in my life. But spirituality, religion, like it's all the same thing. And so when the good stuff comes out, I love it. And what was incredible to me was, you mentioned imitation is flattery. Like the graphic that he uses is like not a carbon copy, but pretty close to what we do. That is I tweeted this out. What did I forget what it was, but I was like, there's going to be signs, right? And little hurdles that we cross. That is like, oh, it was with the doodles when that random account doodled us, right? It's like when these little things start to happen, it's like, because you're so close to it, that the blow up is happening in real time. And like, you'll look back and be like, yeah, when people started doodling us, when people started copying our format, when people like, that's when And so that's why I was so excited about it. And it sounds like he's actually like a cool guy. And that's
no, he's great.
And the most flattering thing, it's like, I always get tripped up in like, oh, so like it's totally normal for me to shotgun a beer with someone I've never met, and like, try someone's drink or whatever, same mouth, whatever.
Yeah.
But like when someone comes up and goes, do you mind if I pray for your family with you? It's like, oh, that's a little weird. It's like, no, like, why is that? Why is that like different? So we're all in Arizona State.
Yeah. Two more things from ASU. One, I thought you put it perfectly, and I don't know if you were a summer camp guy, but the fact that we got access to women's basketball, hockey, and baseball, and you were like, I felt like an 8-year-old. Like, it was essentially, we just went through a summer camp day at Arizona State where we were just shooting hoops, hitting baseballs, and doing everything. That was one of the better comparisons that I've heard, because when you took yourself out of it, it was like we just essentially played games all day.
Bar mitzvahs and summer camp, we are really checking all the boxes here.
Yeah, seriously, right?
No, it was awesome. Like how close all the athletic facilities were to each other was also really fun. I mean, I know they do the whole scooter thing, but really we were walking from swimming to basketball to hockey and all that. And it's like, there's so many places, right, that if you have that many sports, well, one of them by default is like, oh, that's off campus, you gotta drive that. So, and I felt, ones we went to, none of them got shafted in that department. And like, as just a sports person, it's like, I think that we think it's so normal, but I think other people actually, this what helps us do what we do, I think, decently well, is like, no, I just want to play any sport. Like, again, if they were like, do you go swim a lap in the pool? I'd be like, yeah. Like, we were at the, shooting hoop women's basketball. Oh yeah, I'm all in. We're playing hockey. Like, yeah, you got to have some variety. That's what sports fans like. They really love sports, everything about them. And that was Arizona State.
Are we not talking about Dawson?
Well, we're getting there.
Okay. You teased something big, and then you were like, we have two more things, and we went to this first. And I was like, when we started the show, I said two things. One, you have to produce it, which we already discussed at the top. You're failing miserably. And number two, no drama. But I don't think this is drama, right?
No, it's not drama. Well, we might as well. I mean, we're not going to bury it one more time. And it actually, he came in, and great callback to Hawaii, because he sat down on the couch for trivia, and he was like, in Hawaii, in the water, we're talking about you're either a person that needs to get punched in the face or you need to get laid. And he's like, you're about to see a new Dawson on the couch. And teaser for anyone who watches trivia. It wasn't, but I thought that quote was so good, especially because he had not confirmed. Again, all we got in the text.
Wait. Teaser for what?
Huh?
Teaser? How is that a teaser for trivia?
I said that he was not a different person on the couch. Like, he still sucked. But it was just funny because that was the other confirmation. He said it without saying it, because all we got in the group chat was a Tiger Woods meme of him fist pumping, and now it's him quoting that essentially he got laid. So yeah, Dawson at Arizona State just ripped Old Town Scottsdale by himself Saturday night, had a 4 a.m. flight, took care of business, and the boys are absolutely buzzing.
Yeah. He indeed sounds like he got laid. Yeah, that was, I've always had this take. It was presented to me by someone else, but every guy, especially, that is a bit of a pain in the ass, maybe douchey, whatever. It's like, there's two ways to solve the problem. They either need to be punched in the face or they need to be laid. And it's usually just one or the other, sometimes both, rarely. But it's, does this person need to be punched in the face or do they need to get laid? And D-Knox will find out. I mean, he sort of was punched in the face by a football.
True.
So, who knows?
And
who knows if this
fully
is
laid.
And sounds like fully laid. So this is the rare combination of both. He already was on a bit of a heater in terms of his job and his content. Maybe this slows him down. Sometimes
does
that's
it slow him down, or
do
we see an accelerated version of? I mean, again, he just got us on the jumbotron for Nebraska, so that's another thing that he's just heating up.
When did he do that?
Someone from Nebraska, the operator of the jumbotron or the media at Nebraska football, said, "Where are you guys sitting? I have something special prepared for you guys during the game for the jumbotron."
Nice.
So he's ripping.
Tim already got us on Ohio State's jumbotron, but that's pretty solid as well.
I know I need a real video of that. Where can we freaking find that?
I can ask somebody. He's kind of like when you get wired and you don't want to be like, when someone's wired up and you don't want to be sus, but they're saying everything that around it except what would incriminate him, like in the court of law. Like, there's still not 100% confirmation that he did, but we're happy for him. He's ripping it. I talked to him yesterday, though. I still am trying to figure out what he does Monday through Wednesday every single week. So I'm still working on that. But Thursday through Sunday, he's ripping. I
mean, the thing is, he is young. This is his first time traveling this much. It does add up early in the, when you first are doing it.
Yeah, I'm not asking him to be the highest performer Monday through Wednesday. I just still haven't figured out one thing he does. So if I'm like, he does one thing Monday, one thing Tuesday, one thing Wednesday, I think I'd be able to be like, okay, he doesn't need to be our highest performer those days.
So he comes in.
He comes
and
for
does
trip,
trivia.
but he doesn't do anything because he sits there. He's actually brain dead, and he's continuing to give himself CTE. All he does when he doesn't get an answer is punches himself in the head extremely hard.
Yeah,
and he doesn't.
He's gonna be the first. He's gonna be the first influencer with CTE.
AB's kind of an influencer now.
Yes, but he's influencer CTE influencer, not athlete CTE influencer.
Yeah, and he also just doesn't bring computer, operate computer. Like, I thought I was a minimal computer guy.
When Tim is calling you out on that, do you realize how low the bar is?
Because
I'm curious.
Because Casey,
how many people on a work trip, like in the United States, it's like, I'm going on a work trip. What is the percent of people that bring computer to that work trip? Is it over 99%?
It has to be.
Right?
I mean, do you think he even forget laptop? If he doesn't bring a laptop,
he doesn't have a laptop.
No, he does. He brings it in to trivia on Tuesday and just leaves it open. I know he's doing nothing on it, but he brings it.
Does he do you think he even has a pen in his backpack? The second.
There's a better chance he has a weed pen than he does a writing pen.
And then, because I at least bring my laptop. I mean, now I work on the newsletter, sort of, whatever. But I have it in, for example, Big Ten Media Days. Big 12 media days, you're like, hey, Tim, I need to upload 3 things at once. I need your laptop. Like, that's a good reason to bring laptop.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. There's actually endless reasons to bring a laptop when
Yeah.
we're gone for a weekend working.
Right.
For sure.
I just go, hey, here you go. More use than
Even
me.
to tweet, by the way, even for him to tweet off of, I feel like sometimes that would be easier. Like he's sitting in bed late at night,
charging his phone. Like
No, he's just got those Twitter fingers, man. He don't need
definition of Twitter fingers.
Yeah.
All right.
It was bad because, you know, during the summer pre-experiences where he was actually is valuable Thursday through Sunday. It was, what is this kid doing? And he's not going anywhere on the weekends. But yeah, we'll get it dialed. It's already, paying off on the road. So we just got to get it.
Yeah.
It's a question of are we getting people to be 7-day players or 5-day players, right? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Final thing on Arizona State, and then we'll move, is I was struggling not scoring it on our experience scale, but kind of just like what category does it fit in for you? Because I think the South has become a very definitive experience, and I think most Midwest, East Coast Big Ten experiences fit in that. And then Oregon was its own thing that I think is replicable, similar to the Colorado thing, except a louder, more intense crowd once you're in it. I don't know where I feel Arizona State fits in the college football experience landscape.
No, it's certainly difficult. Like God, that's such a loaded question. I guess I should have been prepared to, talk about the place we just went, but it's.
I'll send a reminder for that next time.
Thank you. Think about, that's a good one. Because it's not like it's not like bad is not the description at all, because the stadium was, it was a full house. Student section was great. But there's just, it's not, here's the thing. It's in the category of, we didn't walk around campus with feeling big game anxiety for what was happening. Right.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty big, I mean, whether it's Friday or not, like big game, it was a big game. Like,
yes, but like the fact of the matter, and again, you wouldn't probably have this excuse at an SEC school if they played on Friday, but it's West Coast. The game was at 6 p.m. and they have class on Friday. Again, how much is that, and should that be an excuse? But like,
it's also this is your classic.
We're 3 hours till kick, and it's a 3 p.m. class. Like that's a pretty common like last Friday class to have.
This is also your classic, like, college football playoff has been expanded. Like, both teams are kind of on the outside of the top 25. They're trying to figure out, okay, do we have any chance of going to the playoff? Are we going to be any good? We lost at Mississippi State on the road. TCU has the big win against UNC, but then they're, like, probably not that good. And I think you're just trying to figure out if it's worth investing your time into this. Like, I think if you ran this back next week now with the win and
that's
being,
my thing is that's actually not what I got. And the atmosphere was serious inside. And TCU even talked about the fact that it affected their play calling and their lining up at the line of scrimmage during plays. Like the noise was real and people really cared. It was, again, maybe just a different, unique experience to anything else we've seen.
I think it's actually, Jack, I actually disagree. I think it swings the other way. I think there's still like learning and getting used to being very relevant.
Yeah, that could definitely be true.
Like how many, because this actually was a, the expanded playoff, lost to Mississippi State. This Big 12 is a playoff game every week for how tight it is.
Right.
And I think that they are still like, it's not like they didn't know who they were playing or think it was a big game. It's just, I don't think that they're that used to being super good and relevant. Like, and almost
I think it's
they're still a little bit like timid to the thing, still kind of getting used to that.
Yeah.
I think are we really?
I think it's half and half of what you're both saying of like, they know that they need to, but it's not like in the SEC and Big Ten, it goes without saying, Friday night game, all right, we're all skipping class because this is one of one important things on campus. It's kind of like everyone's over their shoulder, like, we're going to the football game and skipping class because it's a big game, right? And it's like nobody, it doesn't go without saying. So everyone's like confirming that this is a big deal before it becomes obvious to everybody.
I'll actually even say one more to that fact. This is actually a consequence of, Arizona State being in the Big 12. Like TCU means nothing to them.
Right.
And TCU and Arizona State means nothing to TCU. You're bringing in that old Pac-12 schedule. You're bringing in an Oregon, a USC, a UCLA. Like those are more, like definitely hold more juice. Whereas a game like, I think of those SEC games. It's funny, like you get to Tennessee and they're like, yeah, Florida's like one of our biggest rivals. And you're like, isn't Alabama also one of your rivals? Isn't Georgia one of your, like every SEC team feels like they have a rivalry with each other.
Yeah, it's very similar to what happened at Ole Miss, where we were like, all right, Tulane is right on the outside of the top 25. Like, this is kind of a big game. And they were like, no, like Mississippi State could be 0-15, but when they come to town, it's a bigger game. Or Arkansas, it's a bigger game. So, yeah, that could definitely be part of it. All right, should we move to Ryder Cup?
I'll tell you, the weekend doubles, like Friday to Sunday. I mean, I know we were getting on Dawson a bit. Oof, is it killer? God.
Is it because of the drinking?
I was just about to say, I think I understand you don't get drunk, so it's not like you're hungover, but in itself, alcohol is a poison to your body, and the rate at which you drink it when we have a pretty grueling schedule cannot be helpful.
I don't think I haven't drank a quarter as much as I did last year.
What was Tim doing last year? Just on the side, he was sipping out of. No, and to be clear, it's not like hey, this isn't an intervention. You actually were required to drink on Sunday. Like that was part of the content, was to do that. But you said I didn't feel better until today, and I'm like, it could just be the travel, but I was curious if it is because of the drinking.
Does it help? Probably not. But I would say this, like, Casey, I had an old fashioned at dinner, third Wednesday, Thursday night. Like that. I like to have a drink on the road when we go out to dinner. During the game, I think that when you go to a football game, it's normal for the job. Like for me, we're going to an experience. And every other college football game I've experienced, I've had some light beers and a screwdriver. So, it's only fair to compare it when I'm in the same. No,
I'm not saying that it's not your experience. All I'm saying is you would probably feel better if you did not drink.
You know what? And here's my counter. And I just said this. I was catching up with a buddy Monday, and I said the exhausting part is, and this adds up, is in what we get paid to do. Why I get paid. If, for example, when we were at Arizona State and we went onto the ice at Mullet Arena, and we were trying to, like, our hope was that they were going to let me put skates on and go rip around for a little bit. All of a sudden we get there and they're boarding up the rink. They're covering it because of a concert or whatever. So he goes, well, you can still step onto the ice for a minute. So now we step on the ice, a minute. Okay. And Casey goes, well, you should post some content. We should get something out of this. So you have 5 minutes to think of something that might be funny, be entertaining, do it. And that was the video that ended up doing really, really well, of me doing the whole Sally power play reenaction. It does well. But that is the exhaustion. Like, be creative in 5 minutes right now.
No, I agree. It's something that people they could never appreciate until you're in their shoes, which is why when Casey is riding you, and then he can't get posts out because he has a million things going on. It's like, it's not just like post this, right? The thing for other creators that makes it easier And I think why Casey probably thinks it's easier for you is a lot of creators, they have formats, right? And so it actually is easy. Like we could get trivia content out until we're literally
Right.
dead tired of trivia. Then give me 24 hours and I could go film 10 more. Like coming up with stuff on the spot is very difficult. It absolutely is. So yes, like I've been editing Ryder Cup stuff since Sunday, and like it's obvious I edit the stuff that is like doesn't make my brain fire. And then when I'm doing my recap reel and I'm like, all right, what is the hook? What's the transition? What's going to be the music for this? Even though I have a format, it's like, fuck, like I'd literally rather do anything than this right now. And yes, it is my job, but throw on top of that, you were in multiple time zones, you're on multiple flights, not a lot of sleep. I think not the point. It's definitely not the point. The drinking obviously doesn't help, but it's part of the gig, which is a good thing. Like that is, a positive that we're able to include. I
do not want to take anything away from Tim. And I'm not saying, one, his job's not hard, or two, it's not exhausting. But when I'm on him, it is to do his job. I'm not asking him to like do more than that. I just want to like make that clear.
And like you always are like pretty much right and have a point. Like I'm not like, I don't go to Jack and say, this is not right. This is things that we never agreed upon. You're right. I'm not hung over on Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
It is just
like, you're just mentally drained.
You're just like fried. I mean, I said it to Paige in the lobby. I'm like, I haven't fully enjoyed one of the games we've been at in a really long time because of the stress of I haven't posted in 10 minutes. Was that a good opportunity? Did I just miss it? Can I cover this later? Make a mental note. Actually, okay, now you're behind because you just missed that moment. Can you do something funny now? Can you do something funny now? Can you say something like important now?
No,
and then like 100%. By that time,
I feel
it's wheels up and we're out.
People are like, yo, that game was sick. I was like, I'm not sure I even watched it. Like, what's going on the field is the least of my concern. I'm mentally going through checklists pretty much the entire time.
Right.
Part of that is because we're now all the way on Thursday, Friday. And even last year, all season, it was always the first half is like, okay, we film this game day, intro, blah, blah, blah. Leave for food review, halftime meetup. We only ever watched the second half of game. But like that was the fun part last year is once we get through halftime, which last year was just, okay, we start the day at noon and we, get to halftime by 8:30. Now we start the trip on Thursday and get to halftime by 8:30.
Right.
And we haven't had a good game. But you guys had a good game, right? So you finally
and
did
honestly, we
game.
locked into. We did actually get to lock into which was fun. I do remember watching the fourth quarter there.
I actually could desperately use a stadium with no service to say that we can't do anything. It's and I think too, definitely the big game thing. Like when we go to A&M LSU, like. Not that we can check out, but we definitely like the game will be more of a story. I think part of the added pressure has been going to games that are not marquee. So we got to work almost like extra hard to be to drawing 100%. Attention to this over here. Like, you're watching the scoreboard of Florida State getting upset by Virginia and you're like, well, no, everyone over here, like over here, like that.
We talked about this for like 2 seconds, and it was more an agreement and not like a change that we're going to install immediately because we've already booked out the fall. But we have missed having the atmospheres on campus. Like we absolutely have missed Oregon. You didn't have that vibe. Ole Miss, you didn't have that full vibe. So I'm pumped for, as I look at the schedule, like, I don't think we're going to get it again this weekend or Delaware State, but the run from BYU and LSU will be helpful to like, you do need a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. Desperately. Yeah. It's without a doubt. but again, no one's feels sorry for us. It's a great thing. I just, again, for the exhaustion part of it, like, and once you miss the first thing that you need to do, you're just catching up. And then that's just like brutal. It's the constant tailspin.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Ryder Cup. Anyways, that video comes out tomorrow. I'm excited for that one. You mentioned, Tim, that this could have been one of your favorite sporting events you ever attended.
Yeah. And it's funny. I don't know if it's just the fact that, hold on, wait for the girlfriend to leave here. I don't know if we have just been to now so many sporting events, a lot of them similar. We've been to football games, hockey games, baseball, et cetera, that it's almost like I need like the harder drug. I need like the stiffer crack, and Ryder is kind of that, because we know the formula of how to go to a football game. Going to golf, I've only been to the US Open before. And this was so awesome because of how different it is. And I have a take about this that I'm making to post, but everything that makes golf difficult to go watch in person, right? It's a popular opinion that golf is difficult to watch in person. Everything that made that a thing was actually what made Ryder Cup awesome, because of the cheering on the other holes, because of
Agreed.
the crowd pops. For people that are crowd pop junkies, like a lot of us are, that is the Mecca.
Which is, I agree, and I find it ironic that the tweet that went super viral that we were referencing is that it's the worst in-person golf tournament to go to. And I think it's the complete opposite. I actually think it could be the only in-person golf tournament that is worthwhile being there for.
I get, but you also have to remember they tweet that on Friday, Saturday, right? So like crowd pops were you might not have literally heard a crowd pop, right? So
but you would hear them if the U.S. was doing well, no? Because every point matters.
No.
He was
Casey,
tweeting,
they had 2 points. They had points.
What I'm saying, his tweet was on Thursday. Like, reminder, Ryder Cup is the worst that was separate from the isolated experience that was happening.
The thesis is that because you don't know what's going around on the other holes, and it could be a sick match, that you essentially miss out, and it's better to just watch on TV.
I get that though, because the only reason why it was so good Sunday was because so much was happening. Like, imagine if the only thing happening was the Cam Young putt, or the only big crowd pop was that and the Justin Thomas, but DeChambeau doesn't come back and Spawn doesn't take the lead. So like, we got 6 moments.
Yeah, we got blessed.
If you cut that down to 1 or 2, and the lines are absolutely insane. You're on your feet all day. The thing that I don't know,
I guess I didn't drink, but them doing the free concessions, that was no line, and the merch was actually really quick.
No, I'm saying for to see golf, everything though. And by the way, merch wasn't quick. We literally waited 45 minutes.
Well, that's because they just didn't open the door. But
these are all the thing. I'm just saying it's what you make it. I learned something on the course that I don't know if it's taken into account or not in all these golf models that Sean Johnson predicts who's going to win the next major, that he's 0 for 92 on. But walking the course, there has to be a certain level of fitness and endurance that these guys have. It has to go into how these guys play. I know
that's why people said with Tiger that they didn't know if he would be able to walk Augusta.
Right.
That would be the biggest issue.
I know I had to walk around, and I'm not taking the direct lines that these guys are taking, but I'm talking legit hills. You're going down. It's start, stop. It's hot out. It's 90 plus degrees. You're in pants. I was kind of exhausted just walking the course, and then the ability to mentally. I think golf actually could be the most difficult sport in the world. I think everyone says it's hitting a baseball because the movement and the speed, and I get that. But if you've ever played a sport before and tried to get into a flow state, you literally these guys are only hitting 70 shots, literally 70 swings over the course of 6 hours. And it's just like 20, 30 minutes in between. Like, that is such a mental fuck. So I had a new appreciation just seeing them in person, being able to walk the courses. And I think it was on hole 4 or 5. And I was literally like, where are they trying to hit the ball right now? Like, the architecture of the course was so insane. These guys are so bizarrely good. It's just shocking in person. And then you get to be right up close to them. So I am all for going to golf events. And I'm like, I would kill to go to Ryder in Ireland. Like, that would be so fun. So hopefully on location.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. Would you have paid for the experience of Ryder Cup? We were obviously lucky enough to go with On Location. It was free to us. Would you pay though?
For which one? On Locations package or for general ticket?
GA at the Ryder
So
Cup.
let's call it $800. Let's just assume you're already there, right? So it's $800. Would you go? Would you not?
Well,
honestly,
actually, I think it's pretty rare, our situation, to actually live or have a place to live.
No.
Let's just assume you're going, not international, but let's assume you don't live in New York. You're an American who has to fly and get hotel and go.
I think that changes the conversation. I think it's a much
But isn't that the majority? Or you think the majority of people are from
100% came from New York?
Okay. Yeah, every person that I know lives within a general vicinity of New York was posting a story at the Ryder Cup. I think actually every single person.
$800.
So, all right, $800 would I go to the Ryder Cup? I can see why people would say no, because Friday, Saturday, it genuinely did seem pretty miserable. It's like, it does feel a little bit gameplay dependent, but then keep in mind, they got slaughtered. So like any decent golf from anything good, where even, okay, let's say you lose the points 5-3, but you still got 3 and you still got to see Scotty and Rory up close, 100%. So yeah, I would take that bet essentially, and definitely go.
Yeah, I would do it again and pay. Like, it was.
I agree.
But at the same time, I think the problem with the question is you got to almost reframe it, because then when you consider it's $800, like, that's the price to get into like an AFC or an NFC championship. And obviously everyone says,
and I would say if it's not the Ravens, I'd rather spend my $800 on the Ryder Cup than a random big NFL or college game, honestly.
Like, would you let's just say it was
just went like this.
Would you say, like, Penn State whiteout, would you have rather been there or Ryder Cup?
I just feel like, because it's so unique. Like, again, we got very lucky, and we're kind of having a conversation to take out what we got on Sunday, but I'm struggling to. What we got was so electric that I'm confident I can get another big whiteout game. Like, it ended good, but the first 3 quarters of the whiteout was probably a fucking snooze fest. No, I'm not paying $800 to watch Drew Aller play football. I can promise you that. Certainly not.
It's really difficult. Like, again, the gameplay that we got, and then I'm torn because I'm like, oh, for certain I would pay for the singles on Sunday, because I think that was part of. I know we got a lot of big moments with Pops, but I think that is, again, that helps tell the story so much better of hearing the cheering and
you're
jeering.
popping from 12 different holes,
right?
And
but also,
then
on the flip side, I'm like, it'd be really cool to see,
4 of the best.
Going at it.
So but I our cousin went, and he said it was actually a nightmare on Saturday, not because of the scoring, but because you're they're on 4 holes. So,
right,
so you've got 50,000 people on 4 holes versus playing 12 holes.
Yeah.
So I would say
Sunday's
Sunday
got to be the answer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sundays.
I like that.
Sunday was incredible. With the, what was I going to say?
Sunday's incredible.
No, the group thing. Like, I can see how that could be a problem. Yeah, no, I don't know where I was going with that.
I just want to know, is On Location's package in 2 years going to include, like, are we going over on Monday? We're playing links Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going to the tournament.
I think they'll
Thursday,
build a
Fridays.
package where you play 2 rounds. They rent out the Guinness storehouse. You get a couple nice dinners. You get a nice hotel. They lead you on a tour, maybe for
Price
sure.
Price that for me.
Well, I mean, we played one of the nicest courses, probably for no reason, but that was like $350. Like, you're paying that whole package, flight, hotel, couple dinners, couple rounds, and all 3 days. Like, that's a 60 grand package.
60 G's? You think that's 60 G's?
No, sorry.
I thought it was like in the teens.
Well, no, the package that we had was $5K a day. So I'm just thinking that's like 15, and then everything else on top of that is probably another 6 or 7. So I'm at like 22. I'm between 20 and 25 grand.
And good thing golf is a money sport, especially a lot of the viewers.
That's a better question. Is the On Location package for, let's call it 20? Because I think, by the way, the 5K with the chalet, I have to imagine that's the total package, and we only got the game ticket because we were already there and we already flew there. So 20K, do you think
it's going to be between 15 and 20? Is that worth it for a couple rounds? I mean, the package isn't built for somebody who just sold their stake in their Lamar Jackson card so he could pay rent. You know, like, it's not fully built for me.
Yeah,
but I have a couple friends who just became lawyers and are making $250,000 a year in their salary. Like, I think it's worthwhile for them for sure.
I mean,
you know,
if I had the money, that's how I would be spending my money.
Right.
100%. I'd love them to do it for me. Yeah.
That's my point. Like, okay, you guys set it all up. I'll just show up like that. I know where I'm going to be. I know where, like, that's, no, what I was going to say about the watching the golf thing in person. Another sneaky part of why it's so difficult is because they hit the ball so freaking far. So you can't,
and it comes off so fast, you can't even see where it's going.
We're watching them tee off on one. And like, we all had seen on TV where the landing area is. Right. They're trying to put it right over the trees, land it just short of the green. And it's like pummeled off the tee. And you're like, where in the actual hell is this golf ball? So then it's like, okay, maybe the best place to watch is like that second shot, chipping onto the green. And then you're like, well, then it gets onto the green and you can't really see because the greens are all sloped and it's like, then I can't really see them putt. Like, where to stand is still the ongoing debate. But that's
why I think Ryder is the only one that makes sense, because I was able to stand between 16 and 17, which wasn't packed, barely see any shots, but just being around, seeing them tee off par 3, coming into 16, and then having the jumbo. I think the most important thing is I think Bethpage blew it out of the water. I don't know what the others look like with the Jumbotron work. There was pretty much at any grouping of 2 or 3 holes, you could watch every other shot, and I think they did a really good job.
On the back 9. I walked the front. There was very limited screens.
I can't imagine what the experience is if they don't have these massive Jumbotrons everywhere.
No use. Yeah.
One thing we didn't even mention was another reason why it's almost like a must on Sunday over the other 2. Those 4-ball matches, they don't even make it to 18 or 17 or 16 some of the time. And at least the singles, the majority are going to make it towards the end.
That's funny. It's a good point. Yeah, I got seats on 18 there's only for the 4-ball.
There's 4 matches going on.
No, people were joking after day 1, and it was literally about us, is they set up the chalets on 16 and 17, and they were like, these corporate companies paid millions, and none of the matches got there. All right, last thing on Ryder. We're not really first take, but I was curious if you guys had any nuanced thoughts about the American fans' behavior do we care? Is that something we need to talk about?
You said one thing that Rory McIlroy also said, so now you just want to make
No,
it the main topic.
It's the hottest topic leaving the Ryder Cup.
What did the American fans do that was over the line?
The wife.
I mean, one called Rory the F word.
And by the way, he laughed.
No,
and then he yes, he did. Play the clip. He 100% laughed.
Play the clip. All right,
Play
we
the
don't have
clip.
to discuss it.
I think he's chuckling that he can't believe they did that close to him.
Right. And then he gets him tossed out, which also is fair. But I don't think that what they do, they threw a drink on the wife.
It was hit out of his hand.
It was a nothing. I mean, he got really pissed, rightfully so. He thought a drink was thrown at her, but it was actually hit out of his hand, and it was a nothing burger.
Bringing up a lot of the cheating in wife stuff was, I think, what was particularly out of bounds.
I mean, that's just that's a sporting event. Like, that stuff's gonna happen, and that is not exclusive to. You could call all the fans trash, but you think in London they don't have the same exact chance? I'm not saying for our players, because our players have no personality, no wives, no interesting facts about them to even troll them on. But you think, okay, so how many rapists play in the Premier League that they make fun of?
Yeah.
Again, it's so I think I share a similar sentiment with a lot of people. This is sports. I want a certain portion of sports and home crowds to be borderline dangerous, to be Pedro Martinez standing on the mound at Yankee Stadium, getting, the worst things yelled at him. That is part of pitching at old Yankee Stadium in the 2000s. At the same time, it's not something I would say. It's not something I would want my buddies to be saying. And I think that there's a certain aspect that I don't shed many tears for people that make hundreds of billions of dollars to play a sport. And, all that being said, I'm not a big Rory McIlroy fan. And I'm not clutching pearls for either side, essentially. And at the
I get why people were like, this is ridiculous. Their fans are the worst. And I also get why people would be like, it's fine. Like,
and there's a certain,
I think we just lack a level of creativity.
Yes.
So we just
move
to hate.
Undoubtedly, the Europeans are so much more clever with their songs, their chirps. I mean, we've all known it. We've seen
the one chirp they chirped Rory. He was playing with his top button, and they go, Rory, you don't need a button to choke. And the whole team, him, Lowry, they all turn and they laugh and they like.
Yeah,
the
it's
joke.
not like they're stuck up and they can't appreciate good banter. I just think there was a lack of it.
Yeah, it's like bullshitting with your friends. You kind of have the green light if it's like somewhat creative,
right?
But then when it's just like you da 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 da, and it's like whoa, we couldn't even make this somewhat funny. I mean, the Brits were singing a song about Queen Elizabeth dying. It was Lizzie's in a box, Lizzie's in a that is so funny. It's so funny.
No, that was when we went to the Clippers game, I said the wall is like, as someone who literally wants to design sports experiences and fan experiences one day, like, the wall is the dream. This billionaire has literally dedicated his life to seeing how he could give the biggest home court advantage. And yet it comes off so cringe because the yell leader is in a pair of basketball shorts and a basketball jersey with no undershirt. And he's 35 years old and he's got like pretty boy hair. And it's like, you're so close, but then you're like, let's go Clippers. And it's like, who are they playing against? Like, they played against the fucking Cavs, and they're like, Donovan Mitchell, they don't even have anything creative, and they could just tip it over. And that's just American fans. We're not good fans. It's why when the Knicks are good, when the Philly fans get picked up, right? Like, all of that, it's just for being raging assholes,
right?
Because they're not like that creative.
And I think an underlying part of that is how over there, a lot of it comes from their soccer culture, their football culture, which is your club is your club. It has a local tie to it. So you have a real difference between the people here and the people up in Manchester or whatever.
Right.
Whereas like Clippers, it's like, how different are you than Spurs fans? Like
How
San
about the
Antonio
Lakers
Spurs.
fans?
Like
You play in the same building.
right, you know what I mean? So like what oh yeah, well we got the Sacramento Kings in town. Like, oh, it's a bunch of people who also moved to California for work. Like, woo, so it's different.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward to this week.
And lastly, Casey, you are so right about rooting for the Europeans.
What, the Americans suck?
Yeah, I mean they're
not at golf. It's just not an enjoyable
a collection
experience.
of some of the most
losers,
unlikable, non-needle moving, personality-less people ever. Yeah, you know me.
Right.
You know me. I love Sam Burns.
Right. Now, Ben Griffin is getting me up off my seat 957 sure.
If we put the USA golfers in the trivia app, I don't think, outside of Ben Griffin wearing those glasses, Burns, Henley, fucking Spawn, like they're all the same vanilla.
The same guy. Yeah. They all are the same exact thing.
And that's why people were asking for Patrick Reed. At least he brings something.
Speed.
Like if you're just gonna scratch Henley and whoever, like you're just gonna scratch whoever
No, not Shane. Tyrrell Hatton played because I had a lot of money on it. Some of the worst golf that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he couldn't hit a fairway. Morikawa is 300 down the pike, puts it on the green, 2 putts it in every time. And Hatton is making pars from all over the course. But Morikawa, because he has nothing to him, could not put an ounce of pressure on Hatton. Like, right. Hatton just knew this guy was not going to grab the round by the balls. And it's just, that's all of them. Like, you knew Lowry was going to go berserk by making a putt, and Henley was probably going to croak because they just don't have anything.
It's
even Scotty. I mean, that's
well, Scotty, I think, could give it to you. He just had so little to give that weekend, so that we were lifeless.
Kenny?
No, he could fire him up.
He can do it. He's one of the because they're also funny. Everyone aside from Scotty in that group is equally accomplished. Like they have a couple wins on tour. Maybe they have that one major they broke through. And you have Scotty that he can actually do it with his play. Like he has the excuse to dominate with his play. And it's I did the talking, on the course. It's just, again, there's no substance to any of them.
Besides Bryson.
And the thing is, when Bryson was really hated, and he was kind of a tool, kind of a dork, still a little bit is, but when people I hate Bryson, I loved him even before people started to catch on him, because I'm at least this guy has something to him.
I never understood the Bryson hate, and I don't know if it was because it was a barstool, Koepka versus Bryson, so then they sided with Koepka and all that, but how did I 2020 vision, how did people hate the guy who literally went from a twig to literally was hey, let me test this theory. What if I become, because that's what every fan has always thought.
Bro, gym rat, douchebag vibes, I think is
but he was
that's pretty easy to hate.
And the whole, his antics of because he's such a science nerd, if he would be on a course and he would be oh my God, pull my driver out and there's dirt on it, it's too weighted at the heel, I can't play. And people, and outrageous thing. But to me, I'm dude, at least that's something. This guy, that's nuts. Imagine if Morikawa said anything other than, I'm not talking to the media.
Would be great.
Yeah, be great.
All right, we moved to Nebraska. I think everyone knows about you and Rule. I'm more excited about the post recap of it. But are you nervous at all? What are your feelings towards having to go on the cold tub?
Oh, I'm excited. I was a big cold tub guy in high school. Big cold tub guy. The only thing that I guess is a little bit of a hiccup is I hope they let me. Like, can I take a hot shower after?
Literally no shot.
Can I? They have a
who knows?
sauna. Can I get in the sauna after? Because the chill from the cold tub is a chill that does not leave your body for a little while.
Right.
Like it's kind of brutal. And if we're going to be walking around the rest of the day, you just don't get that chill out of you for a little bit.
Yeah.
I did the last time I did it, it's like some hot cold therapy where you're like in the sauna and then you go in the cold tub. And we finished with the cold tub and then you dry off and you put your clothes on and sweats and a t-shirt, and I was just sitting there, and then like 10 minutes later I'm literally like shivering.
Yeah.
Like my body just couldn't get back to that temperature after I felt like I had. So yeah, we probably should, or that could be a day ruiner. That actually might be the toughest part of the whole thing.
Right. It's after the chill out of you. In it's like anything. You get past the first 30 seconds, minute, and then you're laughing. Yeah. I'm so pumped that we have a reason to like do something in the facility. Talked about the mental exhaustion of being creative. We go to Nebraska. I know what's going on. So I at least like, that's the other thing too. When we go places, we don't quite know what we're going to get. Like when we went to Oregon, it's like, what are they going to let us do with the jerseys? So you can spend all this time curating ideas for content. And then it's just like, well, that's not how they drew it up. So we got to adjust. And that's like, oh, here we go. Let's pick random jerseys off the rack and hope that none of them have a rap sheet of being arrested.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm very excited for Nebraska. It's a big.
I wanted to ask. Yeah, so originally we didn't have Nebraska on the schedule, and I had Michigan, Nebraska, Oklahoma, FSU, kind of. I think those were the crops of like the ones we hadn't done. And then you've got like the Virginia Techs because you want to see one thing. You've got some of the other Iowa, you want to see one thing. But you have been obsessed, and you've said this is kind of like a breakthrough moment for you where Rule makes the thing, you're going to complete the thing. Why is this such a big deal for you?
I have a big I'm a bit of a nostalgia merchant. I always say that, like, you know, one of my biggest regrets is not being alive for big time boxing. Right? It's ironic because it's not really a regret. Couldn't control it, but hearing, you know, my uncles and my grandfather at Christmas and Thanksgiving being like, "Oh, do you remember Tyson fought there? Oh, remember that night? Oh, remember listening on the radio?" Like, and we never got that. And I'm like so envious of that. So there's a lot of big time brands and big time sports teams that I also kind of feel that. Like, no, my dad went to Penn State, and he's like, you know, I remember when Nebraska came in. I remember like Nebraska was that Alabama type that we will forever tell our kids, like, Alabama, and who knows if they'll be just as good. But like that to me is like a play on like kind of the past. They are such an important brand of college football that has since gone away a little bit and is continuing to try to build themselves back up. And like, I love that. Like, I can be like, this is like a historic kind of place.
But what about the cold tub part? Because you've also made comment that like that's a huge moment.
Yeah, because everyone talks about, you know, people want to get into sports because they want to continue. They want to be in sports beyond their playing days. They played whatever level, and they couldn't keep playing anymore because they weren't good enough. And so people go into this line of work, and the coolest parts are when you're rubbing elbows, I think, with some of the bigger names, the actual athletes, the actual coaches, the personalities, and you get in this business to, I don't know, not because it feels cool to hang around with them, because a lot of them aren't really normal people. They didn't live normal lives, but those accreditations are kind of what continue to grow you in your career. People who interviewers, they get like the big fish in the interview, and that can open up the doors for them. So for me, this is a version of Casey, like this is everything that makes our company and being here work. And when I first came here, I'm like, startup, like Jack, this guy I met at NASCAR. He said I'm like gonna be traveling and whatever. Like, we'll see how this works. And you look a year later and it's like, okay, now I actually know why I'm here, because someone else at the company was creative enough to come up with trivia. Someone else in the company said we should bring trivia on the road. That's a good opportunity. Someone else in the company had the wherewithal and the presence of mind to say, hey, if you beat Tim here, what can we do? Let me dangle a little breadcrumb here. Let's see if we can get something out of this, knowing we didn't even have a plan to go to Nebraska. He was just making conversation, trying to be funny. It ends up happening. They rule on it. And then someone in Nebraska goes to our person in operations and says, well, you guys got to square up on a bet when you come to Nebraska. And so for me to be involved in that is validation that I'm doing something right in my career, that I'm at the right company. And like, that's exciting. You can say, here's why I work here. Here's what we do. And here's how they helped me. And I hopefully can help them.
I think that is well put. I posted in the Slack today, and I almost prefaced it because I knew you were going to make a comment because it was your face on it. But I said, I'm going through my 365 days, what's happened in the last year. And so I normally go through my camera roll just to remember, like one thing that's not even going to make it in the post is we did the Colt McCoy trivia event, within the last 365. Or sorry, yes, within the last 365. And I'm like, holy shit, that was crazy. But anyways, the one thing that has just come through is, and I talked to a group of students yesterday at UT, and I do it every semester. My old professor, he teaches a class, he has me come back, we do a case study. And I've probably been doing it for like 3 years now, so 6 times. And what he said yesterday after, I always give the background to the class, is I don't think you've ever been more clear on what your vision is and what you do and why you guys do what you do. And so what you just talked about is exactly like the path, right? When we hired you, like I talked to Casey about it. I was like, yeah, we'll probably have Tim like come on an experience, but like we know we need more talent. We know we want creators, but like no clue how to fit them in. To now, it's like, holy shit, like this is pretty obvious, like what everyone does besides Dawson on a day-to-day basis. And it, we talk about the exhaustion of how do you come up with a creative idea in 5 minutes. That cloud has been hanging over us for like years now. That's the exhaustion of like, right. What do we do? What are we supposed to do? And now we can wake up every day and it's kind of like, all right, here's what we do. Here's exactly what we need to do to keep it moving. So, it's almost like a perfect moment in time to capture everything we've done as a company into this simple little like ice bath TikTok, right? Like that's all it's going to be. It's going to feel like a regular little video, but it really is this, between the doodles, between Bible guy and between the ice bath, there is a bigger story there.
Yeah. I mean, we did fan meetups in places and one person showed up, like we would sit there, nothing. And it's like, oh, a year later, the coach of a premier program is like, you're coming to my facility and getting in my ice bath. And it's like, that doesn't go from like, again, it's people talk about accomplishments in your career or whatever. It's like, it doesn't, because to me, it's like, it's not, you're like, it's not the biggest deal. Well, you're going in an ice bath. But again, everything that went into it feels like the accomplishment. I'd much rather give that as an answer than like, oh, when I got X amount of followers, right? Like this is actually proof of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad everyone feels good about themselves. That was a really heartwarming moment because it's time to head to NFL picks, which nobody's going to feel good about themselves. Just a recap from last week. Jack's pick. He wanted it on the record. And since he wanted it on the record, I will put it on the record that he wanted Ravens as his pick, but didn't want to go back to back. So he gets his first win of the season with Cowboys plus 6.5 tying on Sunday Night Football. He moves to 1-3. Tim's pick, unfortunately for him, were the Ravens, who lost by 1 million. He is 0-4, still searching for his first win of the season. And I am on a 2-game losing streak after starting 2-0, moving to 2-2, having the 49ers at home. They lost outright to the Jacksonville Jaguars as 3.5-point favorites. So we move to week 5 with Tim still searching for his first pick. And since we don't like to double up on picks, Tim, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first. So you get your 1-0.
Cowboys was sharp. Cowboys was sharp.
Cowboys was a great pick. Oh, boy.
Cowboys was sharp, but I want it on the record because you wanted on the record that you wanted the Ravens as your pick, but Tim took them.
No, that's not what happened.
I rewatched last week's episode.
But we can double up. So then
no, we can. It wasn't because Tim took them. It was Tim took them, and you were like, you know what? Great pick. That was going to be my pick. I'm gonna go with Cowboys. Hey, I'm not. You're 1-3. I'm not taking anything away from you.
No, but what I wanted was Cowboys plus 7, and so I said we're picking on Monday. It's a little early, and also Ravens injury news. I had the Ravens as big favorites over the Chiefs as healthy, and then by the time it got to Sunday and we knew who was playing, I was off the Ravens.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's Wednesday. Perfect time to get our NFL picks in. First injury reports are out. You'll have an idea of who's playing, who is not. Tim, for your first win of the season, who are you going with?
New Orleans minus 1.5 hosting the New York Giants.
Okay, great. No, that strategy of picking bad teams has been paying off really well for you, so I'm glad you're sticking to it. You know what? Michaela has something in you. You're just extremely loyal in a multitude of ways, and she can take solace and comfort in knowing that you'll be there.
Not enough people talk about, and it hasn't held
you.
No, you got to be willing to look stupid in this racket. And
okay, but Tim, we did discuss, and by the way, I'm not saying the Giants are some world-beating team here, but we discussed that the gap between the bad teams and even the less bad teams has never been wider because of going for on fourth downs and head coaching and execution and all these little things that the good teams are so much better at. They're better at kicking, they're better at kickoffs, which now make a massive difference. So I actually think you've yet to adjust. By the way, the pick's going to win because my pick for this week is Giants plus 1.5.
Wow. Our first competing picks. I love it.
When I plugged it in, I don't know which side I'm off on here. I don't know if I'm too high on the Giants or too low on the Saints. I have this as Giants minus 6. The rest of my picks, the biggest gap is like 1.5 points. That. I have the Giants as 6-point favorites in this game. I think the early success of the Saints, which was like just being competitive, has convinced people that they're not as bad as they are. Yet the last 2 games, like they didn't even come close to beating Buffalo, and it was like a 1-score game going into the 4th. Like there's just, and then maybe I am higher on the Giants. I think these teams are in 2 different. I just think the Saints are in a different stratosphere. I just think they're horrifically horrendous, and I like
horrendous.
I like Dart Dable. I have thought highly of Dable for a while. So the Neighbors thing is obviously a non-mover for me. Yeah, I'm on the G-Man.
That's awesome.
Okay. Our first competing picks. Either Tim will go winless or you guys will be tied with 1 win. My pick is the Buffalo Bills minus 7.5 hosting the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. The Bills love letting teams stick around a lot. I know Drake looked better, but I cannot get that. And I didn't feel like this past week was the time with the Panthers because they also suck. But after watching Drake May against that Steelers defense, I I can't get that out of my head how awful he is, in my opinion. And
yeah. So here's the problem.
What?
Where do you have a 7.5?
Granted, when I was prepping for Chop, it was last night and it was 7.5. If it is moved, I will take 8.5.
I did my power ratings on Tuesday. Today's Wednesday.
I can send you a
it
bet
was
slip.
8.5.
I can send you a bet slip if you. I bet yes, mine. I bet 7.5. Well,
can I just look on your picket?
Well, I bet it offshore.
Nice.
Well,
excuse me. Let me clarify. When I
eight's
bet
out there, I'll give you 8.
It is 7.5. When I bet it, it was 7.5. If I sent you the ticket, it would be minus 6.5 because I bought a point. But you would see the odds.
So what do you
I bought
have?
it to
Minus 6.5, minus 150.
150. Yep.
Oh my.
So you wouldn't exactly see it, but just know that I know it was 7.5 when I took it because I bought it to 6.5. Anyways, that's not the point of the show. Not the point of the show. I'll take
unreal.
8. I will land at Bills minus 8. I think they just finally.
No. The number on the board today is 8.5.
Tim said it's 8.
I'm looking at an 8.
What's the juice?
115.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we should be playing 115s. I think
because I think it's a contest line.
Right, contest line. Bills minus 8.
I think you get contest line.
All right, push loses.
Fine. So it's 8.5.
Then it is 8.
Right. Yeah.
Tim, I was trying to see if he would catch on.
Yes, I obviously understand. I just think the Patriots suck, and I think the Bills are waiting to blow a team out, and maybe the fact that it's on, they're always a little more juiced up for a night game. So I'm gonna take the Bills minus 8.5.
Tim, I do want to get your take on Giants Saints. Why you say it that way? Like, what do you have it at? Like, you think they should be a field goal favorite?
No, I have it as pick with no Neighbors injury.
Right, but then aren't they laying 1.5?
Yeah.
Oh, with no Neighbors.
No Neighbors, yeah.
But what do you count Neighbors as? A half point?
No, he's at least one. It's not even about how good Neighbors is. It's the difference between Neighbors to what they have beneath him.
No, there's obviously an immense gap. I just don't know if their offense works like that. Last year it did. Like they had to distribute 12 targets otherwise. But
I mean, you look at what they did, like what they did against Dallas. The reason that they were able to hang in that game is a lot had to do with throwing the ball up to Malik Neighbors. They don't have a get out of jail card.
Yeah.
Which, granted, neither do the Saints. I mean,
I think they've also pivoted their strategy a little, and like they found the blueprint for, again, this isn't how every game's going to play out, but I feel like they found their blueprint in the Chargers game, which is play good defense and run the football with Dart, with Scattaboo, and just try and soak the game, milk the clock, and make this a very short game with less possessions.
Here's my troubles.
I don't give a fuck. This is the beauty of not having, and now I get why you guys complain about the NFL. This is the beauty of not doing the whole power ratings or betting every game or looking for value game that you guys play. Is this game will not get a screen. This game, when it pops up on Red Zone, I'll be like, cool, I remember that game's happening. But this game, for all intensive purposes, didn't happen in my brain.
Oh, no. And yet Tim and I will be fucking dialed.
That's what I'm saying. So now I get... By the way, I get why Tim hates the NFL. He chooses to bet the worst. I would hate it too. He bets Cam Ward, he bets Spencer Rattler, and any other, and Bryce Young. I get why you think the NFL sucks.
Tim, this is your problem. And you still haven't adjusted, and I'm trying to adjust. The Saints were getting 3 points 5 years ago. You had Dart just beat the Chargers in a big win. The Rattlers 0-10, and you're laying points.
I don't want to pick any game on this board.
That's
I love the slate.
Like I don't
all right, rip through it real quick. Case,
should I rip it?
Do your viral TikTok real quick.
Okay. All right. Rams 49ers. Everything inside of me wants me to take the Niners. I just think on a short week, all the injuries, it's going to be too much. And the Rams offense is one of the best in the NFL. I think they can put it on them.
I don't think a viral TikTok is you doing that. I think you just got to rip
That's
it.
what I said. No, that's what I did every time as I gave a short analysis.
Okay.
Short week. Everyone's telling you to take the 7. It's too much. Vikings, Browns in London. Can we get real for a half second? The Vikings stayed over. The line should be 12.5 against Dylan Gabriel. First start. Give me a break with that. I mean, you want to talk about advantage? Sleeping over is the biggest advantage. Dolphins, Panthers. That's a trap. Everyone, they're like, take Panthers. They're underdogs at home. No, take the Dolphins. Their offense actually looks good. Tyreek wasn't that impactful. Cowboys, Jets. Give me the Jets on the money line, actually. That team, I know we can't play the if game, but if they stop shooting themselves in the foot, which they're inevitably going to do, they're going to lose. But if they don't, and I'm choosing that they're not, give me the Jets at home. Giants, Saints, like I said, it's not happening, so I'm skipping it. Ravens, Texans, you could bet the Texans up to 10.5. The Texans take that game with ease. Nah, in reality, we run the ball. We go Titans circa 2022, Tannehill, Henry, and we actually win that game because their offensive line might be worse than our pass rush that can't create pressure, so we'll finally create pressure.
I'm now seeing why is that game not being treated like it's Cooper Rush versus like fucking Jake Browning? Like, shouldn't that total be like 26? Who's scoring
40.5? That's pretty. I mean, it's 40.5. That's lower than a game with Rattler versus Dart. So, and the Texans defense is really good. And whatever. Ravens plus 1.5. Then we move to Raiders, Colts. Raiders plus 6.5. Also Raiders on the money line. This is when the Colts bubble pops and Geno puts in a good performance because any day you could get a Geno masterclass. It's today. Eagles, Broncos. Eagles minus 4.5. Bo Nix sucks. Titans, Cardinals. Cardinals should never, and I mean never, be laying more than a touchdown. That is a fucking joke. Kyler is atrocious. Give me Titans plus 8.5. Seahawks, Bucks. The Seahawks love has gone slightly too far. Give me the Bucks plus 3 in Seattle. Commanders, Chargers. If JD5 is playing, I like the Commanders. They're a good football team, man. You can't tell me any other way. And the Chargers have been overrated. Herbert sucks. Lions, Bengals. I feel like Browning eventually is going to put together a competent game. I don't know if it's against the Lions. I'll lay the 10.5. And then Bills, Patriots. Obviously, give me the Bills minus 8.5. And then Monday Night Football, Chiefs, Jags. I'm probably spending some time with a girlfriend. This is going to be the worst game ever. That's the slate.
Yeah. So to be fair, right? When you ask me to give it back, here's what I'll bet this week. San Francisco, LA Rams under 47. It's now sitting at 44.5. Houston plus 3.5, minus 110. They're now a 1.5 point favorite. Seattle minus 166 on the money line. They're now minus 175. Over Washington and the LA Chargers over 47.5. It's now 48.5. So,
no, I cannot wait to check in with how much that line movement helped you.
No, it never helps, but it's a sign of a good better.
Not fighting the battle today. If you think that's that, then then
it is. That's the name of the game.
If you guys think that is, then good for you. I do not.
Okay, so we're gonna give you the Bills at 10.
What do you mean?
This is just the game we're playing. Because it doesn't matter. Give me the Bills. You're getting the Bills at minus 10.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it matters.
If you don't
to
like,
a degree.
if the line moving doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Let's just move it.
I missed 7.5, and I'm taking it at 8.5. 10 is where it gets.
Oh, you missed 7.5. That's interesting because I recall you having 7.5 on the show.
Well, I do, but not straight.
Because it doesn't matter because he'll just buy it anyway, so it doesn't
correct,
matter.
Exactly. I'll buy it to where I want it anyways. Yes,
you'll buy it anyway, right? You can.
And when
pay
you got
for
the
points.
credit card, aka the offshore, you just buy. The points.
I will pay for the points. It doesn't matter because it was parlayed with Tottenham Hotspur going to Bodo Glimt, and we couldn't get 3 fucking points. So
we didn't. We drew today.
It was yesterday. All right, that is it for the chop. Oh, I have two more things just because like this is chop, and I'm just curious your guys' thoughts. One, not sure if this Tim, you may roast me. I don't know if I've ever seen the Cubs pitched somebody the first inning and then Shota came in to pitch the game. Is that bad?
I didn't
ball?
realize they did that.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Why did they pitch someone an inning and then put their starting pitcher in?
Maybe was the starter a lefty? But the Padres aren't.
Shota's
lefties.
a lefty.
Okay, so maybe that's what it is. Because if you start, but you have Arias in there anyways, and Merrill's a lefty, right? So
yeah, it doesn't give you really an advantage at all.
Where's Jackson Merrill from? Like, he's from Baltimore. Did he go to one of the schools?
I don't know. Answer my question. Has anyone seen that before?
No, I mean openers are common, but I've never seen. Well, okay,
like,
yeah, no, I don't know.
Like Kitteridge came in, pitched an inning, and then they put Imanaga in for his start. I've never seen that before. All right, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that was slightly confused by that. I might have to ask Sean. And then second,
I would ask a better baseball guy.
I get Shadur.
I can't answer games gone questions like that because that's not my
it.
baseball.
Right, that's crazy.
Can I ask something?
Once I get my second question out, he obviously got flamed for saying he's confident in being a starting cornerback and holding out of the whole Ravens and Eagles drafting him, but and he's going to get hate, but that comes with it. And I felt like he's dealt with it well in the past. Shadur being a mime during his press conference today in the locker room, I thought that was like extremely weird.
Here, hold on. It's right here. Shadur Sanders pantomiming today was in response to ESPN analyst Rex Ryan criticizing the rookie quarterback earlier this week. Here's what Ryan said on Get Up that led to him. And then
I know.
This kid he runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being in a bit.
So he was just making fun. I have no problem with them.
Okay. All right. And then what did you have?
I like, we play this game where we try and figure out, okay, so Tim, like this piece of content, like should we have hooked it differently? And then this YouTube intro and then the thumbnail and the title, and we're ABC testing now. And it's like, holy shit, we got all this data. And then I tweet a picture of my underdog season-long slip. It's James Conner, lower 899 yards. Dylan Gabriel to start a game. I quote tweet it and I say, hey there. And it's 13,000 likes. Like, how?
Yeah, I think
why?
I think it may be a combo of so many things. Like it's one, like I think your TAM on that tweet, believe it or not, just was so big. With a little Shadur hate, people chiming in about Connor not counting because he didn't play enough games. The fact that like, oh, it was a good bet on Gabriel starting, like good for you.
It was
going through
how can
the
you even
rest
bet on that? No, how could you
Right.
even like put money on that?
People realizing underdogs a thing, so great tweet. And then the 7 others were like, I hope that Ridley's an under, that Demont's cooked. Like you did. I'm not even sure if it was on purpose, but there were so many pieces to comment on such a simple tweet and it was like, hey there. So you didn't even give. I mean, it goes without saying what you were tweeting about, but sometimes when you tweet something that's so nonchalant, like people then go and take it their own way.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
One guy tweeted and was like they're all trying to like get me. Where do they say? He was pretty much like, okay, but let's see the other 7 picks or other 5 picks. And I'm like, that wasn't the point. I was just posting the fact that it was like Gabriel starting again.
No, but it's kind of like another reason. This is kind of like Tim, you're like, not that you were flaunting it, but you were kind of flaunting it that you predicted this. And then everyone's like, all right, well, it's in a 7-leg parlay. What the fuck is the rest? It's like when I have Jacobs anytime and he's like, all right, continue. I'm not giving you your flowers until I hear the
all right,
rest
so
of
do
it
you
is
want to
already hit.
hear what the rest is?
Well, I already
you
know
can tell
what
me?
it is. It's cooked.
Why
oh,
is
no,
it
you
cooked?
posted your other. And then you posted a completely different 7-leg season long.
How nice.
What is it?
Why is that one cooked?
No, that one's that one. I mean, Ridley's not cooked, but it ain't looking good, bruv.
Yeah, but the other 6 are looking incredible.
Okay, you don't get credit for the other 6 unless you flexed it.
I didn't flex that one.
Right. So
this one is it's Ridley 900 yards. He needs to pace like
what is
50.
he at?
He's pacing like 35 a game. He needs to get that up to 50.
Yeah, I mean it's not dead. It's a rookie quarterback. He's naturally
Bateman 4
good.
touchdowns.
I mean, he doesn't even like play anymore for some reason.
Kyron under 1,024 yards.
That's free.
Pacing right around that. Demont under 9.5 touchdowns. He's got 3.
That doesn't look good. Yeah.
And then Mixon's out. So like, that wasn't the. I get it, but like, why did that get picked up in the algorithm? That was just so bizarre.
It's a Vert question, I think. All right. Anybody have anything else?
So have fun in Nebraska.
I want to change my pick, man. Fuck.
You can. It's not too late.
You can definitely change.
Clip's already made, low key.
No, I hate the sport so much.
You keeping it or you switching it? You can switch if you want.
All right, end it. Lock him in.
All right.
I'm just gonna go 0 for this whole year, I think.
That's a good
That'd
shot.
be fire.